Hello and welcome to today. Welcome if you are new and welcome back if you've been here before. Today we're going to do a second system from this book, the Tarot Mirror of the Soul Handbook for the Aleister Crowley Thoth deck, which is this one. We're also going to bring in Kim Cran's The Wild Unknown Tarot, because a lot of the times when I'm doing my tarot readings that I release on YouTube, I like to use two decks. I get called to do whichever deck. Sometimes it's 2 and 2, sometimes I feel it should be 3 and 1. As I'm going through, I just follow what feels right, but sometimes I like to use two decks because sometimes we get two of the same card, and obviously if you only use one tarot deck you're not going to get that, and sometimes that highlights a extra meaning, especially if there's two of the same card. So today we're going to go through this one. So this is the 7-card system, which is called the 7-card Ellipse. So this is a good system for asking about any question, but the basic question is, what is to be done? So we're going to mix both the decks. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. Yeah, if you want to know, those are the decks if you want to look them up. And I've already grounded my energy. I've lit some candles and some incense, and I've settled my mind from above into my body. And I thought today we can go through this together, use our intuition. If you have any insights or anything you see in the cards, please share them in the comments below, because it would be really good if we can kind of, grow together. Because I find that's how intuition becomes better, is over time and with help from others as well. And you might see something in the cards that I don't see. So we're going to shuffle both decks. And what this book says is to fan all of the cards out. So we fan them all out face down. So I'm going to do that with both decks. Let's fan all of the cards out. Okay. And I've got a couple of extra decks on the side, so I thought we could pull a couple of bonus cards. So we've got an angel deck here, which, where's my pack? It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. So we've got this one, which is angel number oracle cards. So we'll pull one of these at the end. And we also have this one here. The box is a bit damaged by now, but it's Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Jodie Bergsma. If you're interested in those decks. So what you do, you've got all of your cards fanned out, and you just, be calm, let any clarity, set your intention of what you want for this reading to be about, but it's what is to be done. And then you would kind of just, let yourself be present in your body, and you would fan. So what I like to do is just to feel the energy of the cards. So we'll see what wants to come through first. So I'm just going to pause, just feel where the energy takes me. So one from here. And now I feel from this deck. Okay. So what we do is we pick the cards first. We need 7 cards. Feel this one. And then one more from here. Okay, so we've got our 7. So we'll just scoop these up and put them to the side. So you can just pull the cards straight out and then lay them in the 7-card position, but it also says you can also shuffle the cards of what we've already got, shuffle them again when it feels right. And this is a timeless reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest, but this is also for education as well. So the first card we have will be up here. That's position 1, and then we have card 2, 3, so I'll just put that up there a bit so we can see. And then 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so we've now got our 7 cards, and number 1 represents the past, or which is in the process of ending. 2 is the present, and we have 3, which is the future, or what is about to begin. Number 4 is what to do. Card 5 is helpful or disturbing energies from outside. Number 6 is our greatest hopes or fears. And 7 is the result or outcome. So let's see what wants to be seen, and let's step into the energy together. So the first card we've got is the 7 of Cups. The second one is the Star. We've got the 10 of Swords. I don't usually do reversals, but there might be something in that as to why it wants to be reversed. We've got Adjustment, the Father of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and Star again. So I will bring the first card more into view so we can kind of see the imagery together. Adjustment is actually justice in the traditional tarot, just what I would say. So we'll bring the 7 of Cups closer. So what we should do is just, let's see what wants to be seen. Kind of, observe the card, notice any colours or symbols, their posture or direction, and kind of try and notice your feelings first. Don't go to your analytical mind yet, or look for meanings. Kind of observe first and then see what your first impressions are, because where your intuitive signal is the strongest is from your first observation, not what you think after. So let's bring the card more into view. So we've got the 7 of Cups here. So just let yourself go into the card. What can you see? So to me, it looks, like a swamp, like maybe stagnant emotions or stagnant energy. The green isn't a very nice green. It's kind of like a swampy green. There's like an upside down lotus. It doesn't look in balance. It kind of looks a bit messy. So I would say from this, it looks like there's been an emotional blockage, maybe some stagnant energy that have kind of prevented us from seeing a clear direction. I feel like the energy that's coming through is we've been looking for clarity, and we haven't been seeing clearly at the moment. Everything seems a bit swampy. So this card is the past, or which is in the process of ending. So I'll bring that a bit closer there. So what does the 7 of Cups usually mean for you? I know it's different. For every tarot deck has their own little interpretations that come with it. But I'd definitely say this is something that's ready to be perceived, something from within the self. It is about emotions. I think in some other traditional tarot, it's about illusions, or there being multiple options available. But this card, to me, just looks like things are out of balance. But the good thing about this is that this is coming to an end. But yeah, it looks like a cup at the bottom, but all of this green is kind of flooding over. But it's positive this is now coming to an end. But yeah, it just looks like everything's out of balance, everything's out of harmony. So I'm going to put that one back. But I'd say that's positive, that's coming to an end now. So the second card we have is the present, and that is the Star. So let's bring the card closer. I love the Star in this deck. So I'll just make that a bit better focus. So what do you first see? So that looks like the moon behind her, and the star giving energy, and that she's holding a cup, and there's energy flowing into her. She's also got another vessel here. So this is making me think of, as above, so below. She's kind of like a vessel for divine energy. So this is the present. So I'd say from this, there is energy coming into us that's being made conscious, but kind of like being guided by spirit. Maybe nighttime is more powerful as well for receiving insights. I think this is a really positive card. The fact that this is in the present, but we also have the star over here for the result or outcome as well. So I think this is very auspicious, this card. I think this is meaning a lot for us right now. So the star is symbolized by Aquarius. So Aquarius is, a sign of being like the forward movement, someone who is a visionary. Like the star, she is a visionary. So this is about our connection, our clear vision, and trusting in ourselves. So where our emotions may have been blocked, we're starting to receive insight and clarity into what we can do next for something in the direction that we want to do. Maybe we've been blocked on a direction and we haven't been so clear on what direction we should take, but I think this is calling for stillness, being balanced, and allowing any insights and perceptions to come through, but that we must do this by releasing a block and allowing that inner center and stillness to bring through that clarity and guidance from spirit, or from ourselves, from our higher selves, our lower selves, whatever you want to call it. But I do believe this is a spiritual transformation. So I think we're going through a cleansing of the stagnant energy from the Seven of Cups. And our energy can be used in a way where we can be of service in some way. So let's move on. But yeah, if you have any insights, please put them in the comments below. Let's kind of grow any inspirations that we get and insights together. So I'm going to pop that one back. Now, the third card we have is the future, or what is about to begin. But obviously I don't normally do reversals. If you know the reversal of the Ten of Swords, please share that in the comments, because I like I said, I don't usually do reversals, but that might be significant for this. But with the Ten of Swords, this can be, as it's a 10, it can be completing a cycle. But the Ten of Swords isn't generally a nice card. It can represent fears and negative thinking. It can also represent anger. And obviously, as we've got the red, anger can be a good signal towards something that we're trying to overcome. Anger isn't always a bad thing unless we're directing it outwards on other people. We shouldn't be taking anger, out on ourselves either. But this is about perception and kind of seeing what triggers us, because there's a lot of clues in what triggers us, because that can help with the area of healing that we need to move towards. So I think we are getting perceptions and clarity. Our emotions may have been stagnant, but we're getting some perceptions of that now. And maybe with any negative thinking we've been having, just the perception of this and recognizing it, we can start to move through this now. Our soul wants harmony and our soul wants peace, but obviously it can't be like that all the time. We go through cycles, we go through changes, we go through growth while we're here. And these cycles and things we go through, it's through, the unbalanced times, the times of, turmoil and anger and, negative thinking or negative beliefs. We move through these, we integrate them, we alchemize them. And it's only through, usually through relationships or external factors that come up, that we start to then see our reactions to them. But it's not the people that we can change, it's ourselves. We change our reactions to them. And these things are always going to come up, but it's how we can remain centered and unchanged through the outside things that come in that try to disturb us or try to give rise to certain reactions within us, we can become the masters of our own reactions. We can't change other people, but we can alchemize things within ourselves. And we're never going to get rid of anger, because obviously this can be something that keeps us alive. It can be an instinct. So nothing is good or bad, right or wrong, but these things come up for us to learn something from them. So what do you see in this card? What lesson do you think this could be bringing to you or to us as a collective? So again, like we said, this is about to begin, or the future. So we'll pop that one back down now. And what to do. So adjustment, justice. So let's just get a bit clearer on the card here. So there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of circles. She has a sword. It looks like she's balancing on this sword. It also looks like there's chains going from above her head. And green, she's wearing green. So green for many is the colour of the heart chakra, but also a colour of creativity. But she is trying to remain centered and balanced. So this is what we need to do. So we go through many cycles. So to me, the circles, they can be cycles. What is the symbolic meaning of circles? Please pop it below. If you do know that, please pop it below. It's really helpful, like sharing information that other people know. I love learning. But the blue, this could be that using the throat chakra, our voice. It looks like she's got a blindfold on. So to me, she is looking inwards. She's not looking outside of herself for answers. She's trying to find the clarity from looking within. And the fact that, she's holding the sword and it's pointing down. So we've got the chains up here. Oh, it looks like these are scales actually. So yeah, the balance. And I think this is Libra. So that is all about balance and harmony and peace. So that is what we need to do now. So with, emotional stagnant energy, anger, negative beliefs, anything that's been holding us back, the key at the moment to find that inner balance and peace is to know that no matter what goes on around you, you remain centered and unchanged by the ups and downs of life. So this is the key of what we need to do. If we're looking to find clarity on what we should do next, we find that by the stillness, the silence, and going within, dropping any masks that we have, knowing that we have our own inner authority and that we can use our creative mind, our creative power, just by looking within, because we're not going to find those answers outside of ourselves. So is there anything you see in this card? And I think it reminds me as well, don't know if anyone else likes Egyptian mythology, but, Ma'at and, cosmic order, that reminds me of this as well. So, is your heart light as a feather? If you were, if it was being weighed, would you find that your heart is heavier than the feather? So it's about not being pulled into the dualities of good and bad, right and wrong. It's knowing that all is as it is and all is as it should be. So that is what I'm getting from this card. So the next one we have is helpful or disturbing energies from outside, and that is the Father of Wands. So that could be also, the Knight of Wands or the King of Wands. So I think every deck is slightly different in what they do here. So what have we got? He is holding his wand. He's looking towards the future. And there is lightning coming down. So what does this make you think of? So for me, the snake, transformation, authority, shedding old skins. The lightning is the colour of the root chakra, and it's got orange for the sacral energy. So this could be about family, This could be our sacral sexual energy, using our willpower to kind of make those decisions. So these can be, like I said, helpful or disturbing energy. So this could be someone coming into your life. This could be a father figure. This could be another male that you know in your life. It could just be a male energy. So, you know, we all contain the male and female energies within us. So it isn't necessarily going to be a man. It could be someone with high male energy coming in, trying to direct their will. But this, like it said, it could be helpful or disturbing. So again, that can be your perception of it. But generally, the Father of Swords has increased perception. So this could be someone helping you. And the Father of Wands, you know, he moves forward with courage. He has his willpower. He knows what he wants and he knows how to direct his will. So I think this is about overcoming any blocks and negative energy. And there could be someone helping you with this. So be open for any assistance or someone that wants to guide you and help you. We don't have to do everything on our own. Obviously, if this is a disturbing energy, you know, use this, you know, remain centered. Don't let someone step it back into this energy. Yeah, stand your ground, be centered, be balanced. But if there's anything else that's coming through for you, please share. Okay, so but I'd say this is about, you know, using what you've learned so far for your growth. Okay, so the next card we have is the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords, let's bring it closer. So what do you see? So it looks like there's been a worm that's been cut in half. He looks like he's got wounds on his body here and here. So this is separating the above and the below. So this looks like painful situation. So this is card number 6. So this is greatest hopes or fears. So this is, obviously we're not hoping for this, but this is fear. This is fear of painful situations. There's something that is of great importance to us that we really, really want, but maybe we're expecting the worst. We're not expecting things to go our way. We're letting fear hold us back because of these painful situations that have already happened. We're maybe in an expectation that this is going to happen again. But, you know, we will always go through cycles. Things aren't always going to be, you know, not everything's going to be rosy all the time. We do need to go through these cycles. And there may be another person in the future, another situation in the future that may bring pain. But every time we go through these cycles, we get better and better. You know, how we perceive the situation. When we can look at things from a higher perspective, rather than being in like a victim mentality where we feel everything's just happening to us, once we start to see that we came here to earth for a reason, to learn the lessons that we were supposed to learn, that our soul wanted us to learn, we start to see things a bit differently. We stop acting from a place of fight or flight. And then we start to, although there is no actual, we're not here to control the situation. We have, you know, thinking we have control of the situation, that is an illusion. We're not really in control. That's what can stop us a lot of the times from doing things, because we're trying to control the situation. We need to allow the universal flow of things to happen. Things will happen either way. The more you try and control the situation, the more things can happen around you that reflect back to you that inner struggle to just let things go. This is about, I would say, letting go of the past, not allowing that to give you the fear to do what you need to do next to move forward. That's what I'm getting from this card. Is there anything else you can see, or anything, or any insights or clarity you're gaining from this? But yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far. So that is our greatest fear. I would not say that's a hope. Okay, and now our result or outcome is the star. So we've had the star to the star, and that's why I like to use 2 decks, just because for me this brings like a, you know, it's a definite message, it's definite guidance. So we've got the present being the star and our result or outcome being the star. So, you know, you could be a channel of divine energy. You could be doing something really creative, or you may want to do something really creative, and you're hoping for that inspiration to come through. And I do believe there's clarity. It's about using all of your colors. You know, there's a lot of black and white in this, and the other stars are white. But it's in the darkness that this light is shining. So using all of the different aspects of self, allowing your individual nature to rise up and come through and be a light in the darkness to others. You know, what the inspiration and clarity that you will be receiving could be something that's going to be something of a new creation that you can help others with. There might be some different ideas that are merging together, that is going to be something new that is created that will help others in some way. Maybe it's you're feeling called to teach. You may be feeling called to create something artistic. It could be music. It could be a course. You could love dancing. It could be anything that inspires you. Anything that you feel that you get that kind of inspiration, or, you know, where it feels like there's no time has passed because you're so immersed in the moment. So the star is like a free spirit, and it's, yeah, they're using their energy for the good of others, and it's, you know, not allowing your emotions to be repressed. Don't allow that 7 of Cups energy to come back in, and that stagnation. I think if you start repressing what wants to be expressed, that's when we'll go back into that 7 of Cups energy. So let that inner star rise, let it shine. Try and allow yourself to be fulfilled in each now moment. But your views are going to change. I think you're starting to overcome old stories, old scripts, and I think you're going into a time now where you're going to stop caring what other people think. And to be honest, that is liberation, that is freedom. And that's what I keep, when my spirit guides keep messaging me lately, it's a lot of the guidance I've been getting is to allow that feeling of freedom, and it comes from within. And that is why I think we've got, you know, the adjustment card saying remain balanced, remain centered, go within. That's where you're going to find your inspiration. That's where you'll find your inner star. Oh, I think this is a beautiful reading today, and I will pull an angel number and a spirit one for spirit card for some additional messages if you want to stay for that. If not, thank you for being here today. I will do another reading, which is one of the other systems. So we might do there's a chakra one. So I don't know if you can see it there. There's a chakra reading. So I might do that for another week. So we're going to do our angel number. Oh, this one. And we have 6666. Great blessings. So what does it say? Self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. Very much like, I think that's really reflecting the reading and the star card that we had. I love that. So great blessings are coming. And our animal guide that we've got. I will list all of the decks that I've used today in the description below as well. And if you have any, we've got 2. And if you have any suggestions for anything you would like me to show on the channel, any divination tools or anything like that, please share below, because I would love to you know, I love to explore and share what I'm learning. So we've got Eagle Mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Well, that's beautiful. And we had another one, which is personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So yeah, take some time and do that if you wish to now. And I hope this has helped you in any way to grow, develop, expand. And yeah, please share anything you would like to below in the comments. Thank you, and until next time, bye.